trying to do right, trying to do the right thing. And today I just wanted to share why do I use the tag learning to love myself with leukemia. I know people are probably getting tired of me plastering that all over the place, but now my phone then got to the point where it just automatically puts it before I even, like, as I type in one letter, it just puts all the things. So it is what it is. But I just wanted to explain myself. I wanted to explain why do I use the term learning to love myself with leukemia. What a lot of fighters may be able to relate to, I'm not sure because we can't speak for everybody, but when you first get diagnosed, you go through an emotional roller coaster. I know I did. Um, First of all, when they diagnose you, what they do is they just basically say, "This is what you got," and they just it's send you on your merry way. So you're confused, you're lost, you're yeah, all the above. Let me cross the street. And the most that they would do is give you a pamphlet. They may ask someone to do a printout for you or something like that. And you're pretty much just left with that. Yeah, by the way, you got cancer. They may do the sympathy tap on the leg or the little, the little head nod, like. But basically, after you leave that place, your head is spinning. You got a million thoughts going through your head. And for me, my main thought was, this can't be happening. What about my children? What about my children? So during this process, I went through my ups and downs. I went through a lot of Googling, a lot of research, buying books, and listening to people's stories, hoping that I could find like a ray of hope in other people's stories, which I have, which I have, um, because, good morning, because when I was first diagnosed, I was not told what type of leukemia I had or anything. It was just for sure that I had leukemia. They could not tell me exactly what type of leukemia until further testing was done, as far as my bone marrow biopsy was done. And then two doctors had to confirm. So during this time, all I heard was leukemia. And I automatically started planning for the day that I transitioned. And I automatically started thinking of how I wanted everything placed, everything done in that moment. And then something told me in the middle of the night one night, something just told me, like, you're wasting time planning for this. I can't even word how it was said to me, but that voice, it was like, it was a strong voice. You're wasting time planning for the end. And that's when I started getting a little bit more encouragement. And I was like, this is not me. I'm not a sad person. I'm not a gloomy person. So I felt like I was starting to lose myself and lose who I really am in this. I was like, my hair is going to fall out. I'm going to lose a lot of weight. And I just started always thinking the worst. So in this, I had to learn how to love the new me. I had to learn how to love the fact that I have to take medication every day. I had to learn that it's okay when I get my bruises. It's okay when my skin looks a little brittle. I had to love, I had to learn to love that part of me. So I know this is like something that a lot of people don't want to hear, but when you hear someone saying that they're loving themselves or learning to love themselves, it's not always a bad thing. It's not always associated with the fact that they hate themselves. It could just be they have to learn themselves in a new way, under new circumstances, which is my case. I have to learn how to love myself under new circumstances. Now, I will say that I also have to learn how to navigate people around me as well. I have to uh, use my gift of discernment when it comes to the people that are in my life. Are they in my life because they feel like something's going to happen to me? Are they in my life because they genuinely, truly care? So that's another part of learning to love my new self, learning to love me with leukemia. I have to relearn all of this because me before diagnosis, I was just carefree, love everybody, help everybody, do for everybody, always there for anybody. And now I have to learn how to be there for myself, stand up for myself, speak up for myself. I've had a few instances where people were literally mad because I set boundaries for myself and I spoke up for myself. But the new me, I will no longer take disrespect and crossing my boundaries. I will no longer take people constantly taking, taking my energy, taking my love, taking my money, taking my ideas, and not even at least saying thank you, or not even at least saying, you motivated me, not even at least being there for me when I need it. So I'm not taking that anymore. This is a new me. I'm learning to love myself in a new way. I will no longer give everybody else around me 110%. Meanwhile, I have nothing. I'm giving from nothing. I'm giving from vapor. And I can't do that anymore. I can't. The only way I'm really going to be able to fight this thing and push through is if I start investing in myself, speaking positive into myself, building with myself, and investing in myself all the way around, period. So, with having leukemia, you have some issues with coldness and heat because you deal with anemia. So, that's another thing that I have to learn how to love. I have to learn how to be okay with the fact that I get cold sometimes. Just admit it. The old me, if I see somebody else around me was cold and I knew I was cold too, I would still give them my blanket and just pretend that I wasn't cold. I'm all right. It's okay. And I would just give them what I had. But in learning to love myself, I have to be able to take care of myself. I have to be able to say, look, we're going to have to sit under this blanket together because I'm cold too. Just little stuff like that. And knowing one of the major things that I've grown to understand now during this process, on this journey, is that People used to make me feel ashamed of being wife and a mother. Wife and a mother. That was my dream as a child, be a wife and a mother. But now, during this, I love it even more. Even more.
What up, Al? How you doing, young man?
And I will not allow other people to make me feel bad for loving on my children, for loving on my husband, for being there for them no matter what. I am that mom and that wife that if one of them was to call me now, I will hop in the car and get to wherever they are. And they know that. But for years, people would make subtle comments. Because for a while, my husband was the breadwinner, which he is now. And he's, I always call him the king of the castle because he's the king of the household. And he allows God to guide him, and I allow him to guide me. That's just the way I am, the way I always have been. But people used to make little comments about the fact that, well, you got somebody to take care of you. Well, you ain't got to worry about it. They would act like I had no worries and no care in the world, no responsibilities, all because I had a husband that loved me. All because I have a husband that loves me. Um, and with my children, they would say, well, you ain't got to worry about that because you you be at home all day, so you ain't got to worry about it. Yes, I do. I still have to worry about my children all the time, 24/7. Being a parent does not stop because you're a stay-at-home mom. As a matter of fact, there's even more, really, to be honest, because I've done both. I've worked and I've been a stay-at-home mom, so I know both sides. Both are hard. From either way. And I will say that when I was working, it was really hard because you want to be there for your children, for everything, for all of their major events, but you also want to be able to provide the best for them. So it's it's a tug of war when you're working all the time. And when you're at home all the time, it's a tug of war because you feel like I at least want a small little break. Small little break. But with going through this, I am learning how to love every part of me. I don't care what nobody feel about it. I have had people lie on me. I have had people to accuse me, ridicule me, just for different reasons, for whatever. I have, and I know people may get upset with me for saying this, but I am a dark skinned, thick haired girl that grew up in a colorist family. There, I said it. And that was tough in itself. That was tough in itself. You could sit in the corner and not do anything, not say anything, not talk to anybody. But for some reason, you would be the villain. And that's all right now. Because with me going through this, like I said, I'm going to love my little chocolate, thick haired self, my little thick boned self. I'm going to love myself to the very end. And I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who don't like it. I could sit here when I was younger. I remember I was always complimenting people. I would say, oh my God, your hair is so pretty. And you heard her talking about my hair pretty. hmm She trying to be funny, or stuff like that. Or I would say, oh my God, that outfit, that look good, that look nice. It would be something behind that. So I learned how to just not say anything. You can't compliment people. You can't motivate people. They would talk about you motivated. That's why I'm glad I found the circle I did on YouTube, because everybody is so supportive of each other. And I'm kind of not used to that. I'm not used to it at all, to be honest. So with the journey that I'm on, I needed it. I needed to be a part of a circle that they understand that I'm really there supporting you, and they don't bash it. They don't look down on it. They don't side eye it. Um, if they can support, they can support. If they can't, they can't. But the circle that I'm in, they will occasionally at least come through your shorts, show a little love on your shorts or something. And I appreciate that, because I'm not from that. I'm from a family that's always in your views and never in your likes. You can share them, you can like them, you can tell people about them. But when you try to do something, they're not going to support it. They're not going to like it. They're not going to comment it. It could be something positive, like what I'm doing now, trying to spread awareness. They're not going to share it. I have a few, like my mom and my cousin, my baby Cinco out. He's my biggest supporter. Always going to support. Um, but the majority, the majority, it's almost like they're just waiting for me to die just so they can come and cry over me. But newsflash, first of all, I'm not going to die. Not yet, anyway. Um, good morning. All right, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
So, um, yeah, I'm not going anywhere no time soon. If I just continue to do what I'm supposed to do and listen to my doctor, and keep my faith intact, keep my positive energy intact. But number two, number two, when I was making my arrangements, when I was thinking on the negative side, I made it my business to make sure my farewell services will be a private affair. Don't come crying over me when I'm laying down. Don't do that. This will not be, or
They can bring a kid in there.
that time will not be for you to get some attention, or for you to say, oh, I should have been there. Oh, I loved her. That was my favorite. That was my, no, 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 no. I have kept people's kids. I've cooked for people. And I'm not the type to mention what I've done, but going through this, you see a lot. My children have never been continuously kept by somebody. My my children have never really been welcomed in people's home like on a daily basis. My children don't even really know my family like that. And it's sad. It's so sad. But like I said, I'm gonna learn to love myself through it. I don't care. Nobody shows up to help me. I'm still gonna love myself. I don't care if they say, well, you gotta be in the bed for a few days. I'm gonna love myself through it. I don't care if they say you got to be in the hospital for a little bit of time um, to get a infusion or something. I'm gonna love myself through it. So that is why I use the tag loving myself, learning to love myself with leukemia, because it rocked my world. It rocked my world, and I'm so not used to this. So not used to this, but I'm gonna love myself through it, and I'm gonna stay true to myself. I always have been a silly person, love to dance, and uh, acting always has been a part of me. I actually went to modeling and acting school as a teenager. So all of this y'all see on my channel is nothing new to me. It's just me getting back to myself. When you get diagnosed and they give you that pamphlet, when they give you that little flyer, those little papers stapled together, explaining to you what you have, your head goes into a dark place, a dark place. And I've noticed that some people use depression to gain views, and I'm going to start working on changing that tag. I don't want to say I'm dancing with depression or I'm acting with depression. No, dancing my way out of it. I am laughing my way out of depression. I have to learn to love myself with leukemia because it's a part of who I am now. And I will have to take medication for years to come. I will have to go into the hospital from time to time to see about my blood. But to be honest, depression ain't me. It just ain't me. And I'm not gonna let it get me. Depression. When I started to see how I was kind of letting myself go, letting my house go, no ma'am, no ma'am. It's a struggle. Sometimes it's even painful to get up, to force myself up. And why am I doing it? I forgot I brought my cloth this time. But yes, I like that shirt. Yes, but when I started to see how I was getting, how I was starting to get, I'm stronger than that. I'm stronger than that. I used to be so small and skinny, teeny bopper. And I used to always tell people who know me, I used to always say, don't let the size fool you now. Because I always have been teeny tiny, little stick figure. And I started to gain a lot of weight when I was diagnosed with thyroid disease. I had Graves' disease first, and now it's the opposite because I take a thyroid supplement. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But when I was tiny, I used to always say, don't let my size fool you because I'm stronger than you think I am. Just because I'm always laughing and talking doesn't mean I don't have another side to me. My other side is just as extreme. I'm mentally strong and I'm physically strong. So I have to push myself to get through this. I know I'm better than this. I know it. I know I'm better than letting something like this just knock me down. And even if even if this illness is to knock me down a little bit, get me down a little bit, I am going to enjoy every moment that the Most High has allowed me to be here. Every moment. Get up in the morning, like Miss Green say, get up in the morning and say thank you. Another day. You know, like Miss Patty was saying yesterday, she was saying how no matter what happens, sometimes you just gotta go and do what you were supposed to do anyway. I was having trouble with my live stream, and I still just walked anyway. She was having trouble with her live stream, but she just kept tinkering with hers, I guess, until it caught on. But she was saying the same thing also, like you just keep going, do what you got to do, and that is what I'm going to do. I am going to keep going, and I'm going to enjoy my life. I think I see life differently now. I see life different. When people talk to me, I even listen differently. I listen differently to people when they talk to me. I try to hear them. I try to understand every detail of what they're trying to say. I used to get frustrated because people always uh, automatically take offense to everything I say. Like I said, I could compliment somebody and it's offensive. Um, I remember one time I told somebody, I said, they were saying they got to go take a C word test. And I said, start drinking your tea. Start drinking some tea every morning. I don't have it. I said I don't have it. I didn't say you had it. I said, start drinking some tea every morning. So it's like, I don't know what it is about me, but when I try to love on people, maybe I love on people wrong. But I've learned how to just hush and just listen to people and try to understand their frustrations. So I really just wanted to clarify why I use the term learning to love myself with leukemia. I wanted people to understand that I use that term because I had to. Ooh, let me write my face. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where am I going now? I'm just walking around the park. Walking around the park. But, ooh, yeah. I'm sorry, but when the sun is in the camera, I can't see. I can't even see myself. I'm just looking like guessing. So I use that term because I am learning to love myself all over again. I feel like I lost myself when I was first diagnosed. It's like I was in a fog. I was in a really dark fog, and I had nobody to pull me out of it but me. You find out how strong you really are when you have to deal with stuff like this. So this is just a test, and I will be all right. No matter what happens, I just want to know that I lived the best life I could live, and I did the best that I could do, and I shared as much love as I could. So with that being said, gracias por ver. Thanks for watching. Adios. Learn to love yourself with whatever you got going on. Adios.